It's a good thing we're not in the middle of some gigantic financial meltdown, people getting laid off in the thousands, whole businesses being shut down, because if we were, there just wouldn't be time for the Ruby Dollar Chronicles. Or come to think of it, there might not be time either for the competing saga, remembrance of paper bag transactions past from that Proust of paymaster lobbyist Karl-Heinz Schreiber. But in a time of epic calm and perfect government, naturally, the sideshows become the main event. The Ruby Dollar affair, as it is universally misnamed, is by far the more gripping, combining as it does elements of glamour, upstairs, downstairs, and radically contradictory testimony from the conflicting parties, and, at least as I see it, a great imprecision from almost all quarters. The strongest point from Ruby Dollar's side of the controversy was made by her lawyer last week. Many thought he was too combative, but if the question he posed is correct, he had every right to be. Why is Ruby Dollar at the center of this? If, as she contends, her brother did the hiring, her mother was the one being cared for, why is it mainly Ruby Dollar under the gun? It's a curious case in which the side party, the collateral party, absorbs all the questions, takes all the flack, and the principal or principals are so far mute and invisible. Now, she is a very prominent MP, until this story broke, the Liberal spokeswoman on multiculturalism as well. So yes, what goes on in the family home in the treatment of live-in caregivers very definitely reflects on her. And she has a larger responsibility than someone who is not an MP and not a parliamentary critic. But if there are allegations of substance about the treatment of working immigrants in the Dollar household, and if they were hired by her brother for her mother, then surely at least he should be somewhere in this story. Now, one of the caregivers said this week that in her mind, Dollar was the hiring party. I think sorting out this fact, this one alone, is at the center of any ongoing determinations of the story. And what precisely is being claimed here? That the caregivers, two of whom were there for less than 2 weeks, were overworked, made to do tasks they should not have been asked to do, and treated without respect. It appears to be a strong dispute about working conditions in the Dollar home. Important? Yes, but none of which reaches to the word slavery, which has made its way into this story, or even mental torture. Torture is, unfortunately, a real word these days and should hold on to its real meaning. So, the story is compelling. Certain turns in it, the allegations of conspiracy, are juicy indeed. And Beauty Queen MP versus immigrant caregivers is an irresistible plotline. But does this particular story, as opposed to the broader issue of immigrant labor in Canada, deserve full parliamentary committee attention with the inescapable partisan grinding that always attends such efforts? I don't think so. It is fresher than Mulroney Schreiber, and that's a plus. But otherwise, at least at this stage, it is a she says, they say contest with a whole lot of gray at the center, not least of which is whether MP Ruby Dollar should be in the center of it at all. For The National, I'm Rex Murphy.